This deep dive is powered by Growth Suite.
Uh,
Growth Suite helps you to run smart discount campaigns on your store.
okay.
Test it for free on your Shopify store.
Hmm.
Just land on the Shopify App Store now and test it for free.
Got it.
Okay, so today
Okay.
we're diving deep into the world of social proof
All right.
with this article.
Okay.
Social Proof 2.0, Beyond Reviews to Real-Time Social Signals.
Okay.
You know those star ratings and testimonials you see everywhere?
Right.
Well, get ready to go beyond the basics because we're talking about real-time social proof,
Uh-huh.
the kind that adds a jolt of energy to online shopping
Yeah.
and can seriously boost your conversions.
Yeah.
So what makes this Social Proof 2.0 so different?
Well, what's really interesting is that this Social Proof 2.0 is a natural evolution of how we shop online.
Okay.
Think about the early days of e-commerce.
Yeah.
A handful of good reviews was often enough to convince someone to buy.
Right.
It was a simple way to show that your product was legit.
Right, like a virtual stamp of approval.
Yeah.
But now a year-old review just doesn't pack the same punch, does it?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Today's shoppers are savvy.
Right.
They're bombarded with information, and they crave that sense of immediacy.
Okay.
They want to see what's happening right now. Seeing that 20 other people are looking at the same product as you at this very moment, that's powerful.
Yeah, it's like the difference between reading a restaurant review
Right.
and seeing a line out the door.
Yeah,
That line is social proof in action.
exactly.
So, okay, this Social Proof 2.0 is all about real-time validation.
Right?
What are some examples of how that plays out online?
Well, think live visitor counts on a product pages,
Right,
those
yeah.
little pop-up notifications that say, someone just bought this.
Yeah.
Even live shopping events where you can interact with the host and other shoppers.
Okay.
It's about bringing that buzz of a busy store to the online world.
So you're tapping into that fear of missing out, that feeling of, if everyone else is interested, I better check it out.
Exactly.
I get it.
Yeah.
But what exactly are these social signals
Hmm.
that drive all of this? It sounds a bit technical.
Well, it is, but it's also surprisingly simple.
Okay.
Social signals are the digital breadcrumbs we leave behind as we interact online.
Mm.
Think about likes, shares, comments, even things like adding an item to your cart or watching a product demo video.
Okay.
Each action sends a signal that can be collected and analyzed.
So it's like a digital fingerprint of our shopping behavior,
Right.
revealing what we're interested in, even if we don't buy it right away.
Exactly. And these signals can be broken down into different levels of engagement.
Okay.
You have primary signals like clicking that Buy Now button.
Mm-hmm.
Then there are secondary signals, things like sharing a product on social media
Mm.
or mentioning a brand in a tweet.
Okay.
And then there are those subtle tertiary signals. Think about things like how long someone spends on a product page or how many times they zoom in on a product image.
Wow. I never thought about it like that.
Right.
It's like a secret language of online shopping.
It is.
Yeah.
And what's fascinating is how these signals can be used to build trust and influence purchasing decisions.
Mm.
We're wired to follow the crowd.
Right.
When we see others engaging with a product or brand, it validates our own interests.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
If a product has tons of likes and shares, it must be good, right?
Right.
Okay, so we've got social proof,
Right.
we've got these signals,
Okay.
and now we're bringing in the real-time element.
Right.
What makes that so powerful?
Well, real-time social proof taps into our need for up-to-the-minute information.
Okay.
We live in a world of instant updates and breaking news, and that expectation carries over into online shopping.
Right.
Seeing real-time activity on a website makes the experience feel more dynamic and engaging.
Okay.
Like you're part of something that's happening right now.
So instead of just reading a review, you're seeing other shoppers taking action.
Exactly.
And that creates a sense of urgency and excitement.
Precisely. It's like being in a physical store and seeing someone grab the last item on the shelf.
Yeah.
You suddenly feel like you need to act fast before you miss out.
Right.
That's the power of real-time social proof.
Now things are getting really interesting.
Hmm.
I can see how this could be a game changer for e-commerce.
Yeah.
But how does all of this work on a practical level?
Hmm.
I imagine it gets pretty complicated behind the scenes.
Well, it does involve some technical know-how,
Okay.
but the technology has evolved to the point where it's quite accessible.
Okay.
There are sophisticated data systems that can track and process user activity in real time,
Okay.
APIs that allow you to connect your website to various social platforms and analytics tools that provide valuable insights into what's working and what's not.
So you're saying it's like having a social proof command center for your business.
You could say that. But the key is to go beyond just collecting data.
Hmm.
You need to understand how to use it strategically
All right.
to create a more engaging and persuasive online experience for your customers.
It's where things get really exciting, right?
Exactly.
I'm eager to learn more about how to actually implement these strategies.
Okay.
But first, a quick word from our sponsor.
Sure.
Sounds good.
This episode of E-commerce Psychology is brought to you by Growth Suite.
Okay.
Growth Suite helps you to run smart discount campaigns on your store.
Got it.
Test it for free on your Shopify store. Just land on the Shopify App Store now and test it for free.
Okay, so we've laid the groundwork.
Okay.
Now let's talk about putting this real-time social proof into action.
Right.
Where do we even begin?
Well, think about your online store as a stage.
Okay.
You want to create a dynamic and engaging experience for your audience.
Okay.
And real-time social proof is like adding those special effects that make the show come alive.
I like that analogy. So what kind of special effects are we talking about here?
Well, one of the simplest yet most effective techniques
Okay.
is using live engagement indicators.
Okay.
You've probably seen these on product pages.
Yeah.
Those little notifications that show how many people are currently viewing the item.
Right. It's like that feeling of walking into a store and seeing a crowd gathered around a particular product.
Exactly.
I can't help but be curious.
Yeah, it taps into that herd mentality we talked about earlier,
Right.
and it's surprisingly easy to implement.
Okay.
There are plugins and apps that can add this functionality to your store in minutes.
So low effort, high impact. I like it.
Yeah.
What else can we do to create that sense of excitement and urgency?
Well, think about incorporating live social shopping elements.
Okay.
Live streaming is huge right now.
Yeah.
And it's a perfect way to showcase your products and build a connection with your audience in real time.
I've seen some brands do this really well. They'll have a host showcasing the product, answering questions from
Right.
viewers, maybe even offering exclusive deals to those who are watching live.
Exactly. It's about creating an experience that goes beyond just browsing a product page.
Hmm.
You're giving shoppers a chance to interact with your brand,
Okay.
see the product in action, and get that sense of immediacy that they crave.
It's like bringing the energy of a home shopping network to your online store,
Yeah.
but with a modern interactive twist.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, let's not forget about those dynamic social proof notifications.
Right.
These are those little pop-ups that appear on your site
Yeah.
saying things like, someone from New York just added this to their cart.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, I've definitely seen those.
Yeah.
They always made me do a double take.
That's the point.
Yeah.
They're designed to grab attention and create that fear of missing out feeling.
Right.
It's a subtle nudge that reminds shoppers that others are interested in the same product
Okay.
and that they might miss out if they don't act fast.
It's almost like having a little salesperson whispering in your ear, hey, this is a hot item, better grab it before it's gone, but without being pushy or annoying.
Exactly. And the best part is that these notifications can be highly targeted. You can tailor them to show activity from people in the same location as the shopper or who have viewed similar products in the past.
Wow, that's pretty clever.
Yeah.
So you're not just showing random activity, you're showing activity that's relevant to the individual shopper. That makes a lot of sense.
Right.
Now imagine taking all of this a step further
Okay.
and aggregating social signals from different platforms.
Okay.
Think about pulling in data from Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, even TikTok,
Right.
all in one place.
Yeah. You're creating a unified view of all the positive buzz surrounding your brand.
That's impressive.
It is. And it gives shoppers a much more complete picture of your brand's popularity and trustworthiness. They can see that you're not just talking the talk, you're walking the walk.
Right.
And that real people are engaging with your brand across multiple channels.
Okay, all of this sounds amazing, but I'm starting to feel a little overwhelmed. How do we even begin to implement all of these strategies? It seems like a lot to manage.
It doesn't have to be.
Right.
The key is to start small and focus on one or two tactics that align with your business goals and your target audience.
Okay.
You don't need to do everything at once.
So maybe start by adding some live engagement indicators to your product pages
Exactly.
and then experiment with some dynamic social proof notifications.
Right.
Yeah.
And don't forget about your content strategy.
Right.
You need to create engaging content that encourages interaction and generates those social signals in the first place.
Okay.
Think about running contests, hosting Q&A sessions going behind the scenes, or partnering with influencers.
It's all about giving people something to talk about and share.
Right.
I know.
And as you start to see results, you can gradually expand your efforts
All right.
and experiment with more advanced techniques.
This is where it gets really interesting. But let's pause for a moment to hear from our sponsor.
Sure. This deep dive was powered by Growth Suite. Growth Suite helps you to run smart discount campaigns on your store.
Okay.
Test it for free on your Shopify store.
Got it.
Just land on the Shopify App Store now and test it for free.
Okay, so we've talked about the what and the how of real-time social proof.
Right.
Now let's get down to brass tacks.
Okay.
How do we know if all this effort is actually paying off?
Right.
What should we be measuring?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of new technology,
Right.
but it's important to track your results and make sure your efforts are actually moving the needle.
Okay.
And when it comes to real-time social proof,
Yeah.
there are a few key metrics
Okay.
you should be watching closely.
All ears tell me everything.
Well, first and foremost,
Right.
you want to look at your conversion rate.
Okay.
Are people who are exposed to real-time social proof
Mm.
more likely to make a purchase than those who aren't?
Makes sense. That's the ultimate goal, right? Turning those shoppers into buyers.
Exactly. You also want to keep an eye on engagement metrics.
Okay.
Are people liking, sharing, commenting, and otherwise interacting with your content more now that you're incorporating real-time social proof?
So it's not just about the sale.
Right.
It's about building that buzz and excitement around your brand.
Absolutely. And another important metric is cart abandonment.
Mm.
Are those real-time notifications helping to reduce the number of people who add items to their cart, but then leave without completing the purchase?
That's a big one. Every abandoned cart is a missed opportunity.
Right. And finally, you want to track your average order value.
Okay.
Are people spending more per order when they're exposed to real-time social proof?
Okay.
Maybe they're more likely to add extra items to their cart
Okay.
or upgrade to a more expensive option.
So it's not just about getting more sales. It's about increasing the value of each sale as well.
Right.
I get it. But how do we actually track all of this? Are there specific tools we can use?
Absolutely. There are a ton of great analytics platforms out there
Okay.
that can give you a detailed view of your website traffic, customer behavior, and sales data.
Okay.
Many of them even have built-in features
Okay.
for tracking the impact of social proof campaigns.
So it's not just about throwing some shiny new features onto your website and hoping for the best.
Right.
You need to be strategic,
Yeah.
track your results, and make data-driven decisions.
Exactly. And the great thing about real-time social proof is that it's highly adaptable. You could constantly experiment with different tactics and refine your approach based on what's working best for your audience.
Okay, I'm officially convinced this real-time social proof stuff is the real deal.
Yeah.
But before we get too carried away, I want to touch on something that's been on my mind.
Okay.
We've talked about all the benefits, but are there any potential downsides or ethical considerations we need to be aware of?
That's an excellent point. Like any powerful tool, real-time social proof can be misused.
Okay, I'm listening. What should we be cautious of?
The biggest concern is authenticity.
Okay.
You never, ever want to fake social proof. It might be tempting to inflate your numbers or create fake notifications to make your brand seem more popular than it actually is.
Right, like those websites that have fake testimonials with stock photos of people who don't even exist.
Exactly, but trust me, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Shoppers are smart, and they can usually spot fake social proof a mile away.
Yeah.
And if you're caught being dishonest, it will completely destroy your credibility.
So honesty is the best policy.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
What else should we keep in mind?
Well, you need to be mindful of privacy.
Okay.
Make sure you're collecting and using customer data responsibly and transparently. Be upfront about what information you're collecting, how you're using it, and give shoppers the option to opt out if they choose.
That's a good point. No one wants to feel like they're being spied on. We need to respect our customers' privacy.
Absolutely. And finally, make sure your real-time social proof elements are inclusive and accessible to everyone.
Okay.
Don't use flashing lights or animations that could trigger seizures.
Okay.
And make sure your design is easy to understand for people with different abilities.
It's all about creating a positive and welcoming experience for everyone who visits your store.
Right. So while real-time social proof can be a powerful tool for driving engagement and sales, it's important to use it ethically and responsibly.
Okay, I feel like we've covered a lot of ground today, but I have a feeling this is just the tip of the iceberg. What does the future hold for real-time social proof? Where do you see this technology going?
Well, get ready for some serious innovation.
Okay.
We're going to see AI playing a much bigger role,
Okay.
personalizing the shopping experience in ways we can only imagine right now.
Okay.
Imagine AI analyzing a shopper's browsing history
Okay.
and then showing them social proof from people with similar demographics or interests. That's just the beginning.
Wow. That's pretty mind-blowing. It's like having a personal social proof assistant who's always one step ahead.
Exactly. And we're also going to see more immersive experiences with AR and VR.
Okay.
Imagine trying on clothes virtually while seeing real-time reactions from friends or other shoppers in a virtual store.
That's starting to feel a little Minority Report. But I like it. It's about making online shopping more social and experiential.
Right. And then there's blockchain.
Okay.
This technology has the potential to make social proof virtually tamper-proof.
Blockchain is one of those things I feel like I should understand, but...
Well, think of it as a digital ledger that everyone can see and no one can erase.
Okay.
Every time someone buys your product, that purchase is recorded on the blockchain, creating an irrefutable record of sales that shoppers can verify.
So it's like a guarantee of authenticity for social proof.
Exactly.
No more shady businesses buying fake reviews. I love it.
It's still early days for blockchain in e-commerce,
Right.
but the potential is huge.
Okay, I'm officially mind blown. All of this is very futuristic, but it seems like the future is closer than we think. What does all of this mean for someone listening right now, trying to make sense of it all for their own business?
Well, the key takeaway is don't wait to get started. Even if some of these technologies feel out of reach right now, there are plenty of ways to implement real-time social proof today.
Okay.
Start by assessing your social footprint.
Okay.
Understand which platforms your target audience uses, and experiment with some basic real-time features.
So dip a toe in the water before diving headfirst.
Exactly. And remember, the world of e-commerce is constantly evolving.
Right.
What works today might not work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Keep experimenting, keep learning,
Okay.
and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible with social proof.
This deep dive was powered by Growth Suite.
Okay.
Growth Suite helps you to run smart discount campaigns on your store.
Got it.
Test it for free on your Shopify store. Just land on the Shopify App Store now and test it for free.
Okay.
One final provocative thought for you to ponder as we move toward more immersive online experiences. How might the concept of real-time social proof evolve in the metaverse? It's a brave new world out there, and the possibilities are endless.